how did you meet your husband?
Well, the way I met him, at that time, everybody knew everybody else anyway.
I imagine.
Oh, yes. I knew more people in 3 counties them days. You know, everybody's your neighbour. I know them years and years and years and years and years. Years going on. You know.
So you married him, and Peg married his brother?
Joe.
Joe?
Yeah, we were double first cut. Then that's the same way with my father. My father and my mother, and my uncle married Hitler. They were double first cousins again. The same thing. She married my mother's sister, Uncle Matt. Yeah, and Joe and Peg, they were married quite a while afterwards. And my husband died in 68, and Joe died in 69. Isn't that funny? 69. At the time he died, Joe was, I remember we'd be in to see him, me and Joe, then we'd go out to the, waiting room or smoking room. And that was in 68. He was in the hospital 16 days. Your grandpa was.
My grandfather was?
Yeah, 16 days.
I didn't know that.
He was supposed to be getting better. Getting better. For Huey used to be in and out every other day, always shaving and all that stuff. First thing you know, I don't know what happened. The word came this morning. Charlie and I were sitting at the table in the kitchen, and first thing we seen, it was early in the morning, just ate a cup of tea each. Seen a car come down the road, Father Chisholm. Charlie said, that's it, Charlie said, that's it, he's gone. Father Chisholm took me. He died that morning. I don't know how to see it out. I don't know yet. Some said he had pneumonia.
What happened originally? He had a heart attack?
I tell you, he had a heart attack. I tell you, that spring in March, he bought a nice car. Do you remember the blue car? First time he really had a nice car. And he was right big of himself with the car. We used to go there and everywhere. And the Sunday before he took the heart attack, the whole crowd, the house was always full home, then they'd be in bed with them. And anyway, he and I took off to early mass. He said, isn't it great to have our one way of going? We're not depending on anyone. Right big of himself, we'll just go along. But we overtook some of the great skates on the road. Therefore, they took them in the car too. We went up to church that morning, or early, of course. My dean said our prayers. We went over to the graveyard, the two of us. Some I don't remember we ever done before together, unless we were over there for a long time around the graves, for I had 2 or 3 aunts buried there. I had my Aunt Mary's there, my father's sister, and there was a couple of the cousins. And my other aunt is buried there, Sarah Bray. We're there for a long time, looking at the graves and looking at this and that, And anyway, that afternoon, then he wanted to go somewhere else. He loved to travel, visit, and talk. I don't know what. Anyway, Jerome went with us. Jerome drove.
And he liked raw eggs.
What?
And he liked raw eggs.
What?
I remember seeing him sitting out. I look out our window and see him sitting in the car eating raw eggs.
God's sake.
So
And anyway,
he was that tall.
we went over to. Yes, you were small. We went over to Earnford that day, over to Archie's, play with his brother Archie lived. Next Sunday morning. Oh my God, the house was full that night. They were all home. There wasn't hardly room for the lady. I went upstairs that evening, lay down. I was tired. Then there's Danny Chisholm. That's be Jimmy Chisholm's brother. Oh, you're talking.
Yes.
He came to the house. He and his son. Besides all our own crowd. The next morning, I know he was out in the kitchen. He was drinking tea or something. He took a pain like that. And of course, he's always had pain here or pain there. And anyway, Garvey took him in. He took him right into the hospital. It's a heart attack. He never come home. He died the 15th of August. 16 days.
I had no idea it was that long.
Yeah, 16 days.
I think I was in Halifax when he died.
Just forget.
I think I may have been at AD's when he died.
You see, who was a... I know Doug and Marty, they were home from Toronto. that was so funny. My God, it's so sudden, it's so quick, and a person was just starting to enjoy the new car.
What was he like?
What?
What was he like?
The kids didn't get along when the kids grew up. A lot of them did.
When they grew up, or as they were growing up? When they got older, you mean, or as they were growing up?
No, when they're grown up, he was wonderful.
Yeah.
And the kids, there was 15,000 kids in any pass on, you know.
Yes.
No, but when I don't know, when the kids grow up, it seems when the kids, their family grows up, you think you're getting old or something, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Way with me, I didn't feel getting old yet, you know. I just kept it going along.
I still don't see you as old, though.
What?
I still don't see you as old. I mean, you've changed with the times.
I'm keeping along with the times.
Yes.
I'm not way back in the 30s and 40s, you know. And of course, the person is old, but I know what's going on.
Yes.
I know the state of the world. I know what's going on.
Yes.
I know everything. You know, my kids at the coordinates, so I'm not way back in the moondogs. No, I know what's going on.
But what was he like? What kind of man was he? I don't know. I have no
He
idea.
was a perfect person.
He was a nice man.
I often think of him yet. You know what? He and I never had a word in our life.
No arguments.
We never had an argument in my life. And I often say that, you know, and often today, husbands and wives, they have these arguments. They do. God, see. I just said to them, there's one thing you never heard. We never had an argument, did we? No. I said, we didn't. Because I said, he always used me with respect, you know. And the same as we went along. It's just the way it goes. Yeah, he was good. But then he was drinking when he got older, you know. And then the family, of course, when they got in his nerves, he would be kind of. At one time, I had breakfast at the table one morning, and he used to eat so much and so fast. And that's not the thing, I hope. What? You know, you eat Daddy made this big comic, you know, that.
Yeah.
Don't do that in my presence, he said to you, Daddy. And the foolish things like that, you know. Oh my God, it's funny. No, I enjoyed my life up to this minute. I enjoyed it, I enjoyed all the kids, according as they came. For they're all welcome. Everyone. And they all had a nice affection for me.
Yes.
And even up to this day, they do. Everyone. I think they do.
Oh, they do.
I know they do. They have respect. Now, Gary was here yesterday, and he done so many things. He addressed letters for me, and there's bills I want to send out, which I can't write now. Kind of my eyes. He addressed different letters, for I owned, for Jerome to be gone for 3 weeks on me. He used to do all this for me. But the way with Jerome was the same as he never left home. You know, he's the same as he never left home. Gary, of course, Gary don't get down so often. But it's the same as I never left home. It's the same. They know what's going on. Isn't that funny?